Today's session is called Crossing the Political Divide, and we will talk with two members of the Florida House of Representatives who managed to reach across the aisle and work together to sponsor legislation that they felt was important for the citizens of the state of Florida.
We are here tonight to raise awareness in the community of what my colleague in the Florida House, Rep. Hillary Cassel, and I believe is one of the most significant issues facing Florida homeowners and taxpayers. That is the skyrocketing cost of property insurance premiums. So we have introduced bipartisan legislation to transform Citizens as the vehicle to offer universal wind coverage to any Florida homeowner who wants it.
So if you just sort of segregated Citizens to offer windstorm coverage only, you can invite the free market back in to pick up these other coverages. They would make a fortune because they'd be able to adequately forecast their risk. They would be able to insure knowable risks that are actuarially sound, and Citizens could pick up the rest. But more importantly, to me, once you filed a claim, you could bank on the fact that your claim would get paid.
For a really long time, this legislature has been told that the problem in solving our property insurance crisis is directly tied to litigation reforms. Well, now that we've crossed that bridge and we haven't seen a reduction in premiums, what's the next answer to truly actually solve this problem? So as far as I'm concerned, I'm committed to file this year after year. And I think as long as we are in this cycle of an insurance crisis and we don't get ourselves out of it, I think a big idea like this is going to have to be something that gets seriously considered if we really want to help Floridians out of this crisis.
And I wanted the citizens of Florida to know that this is not a Republican problem or a Democrat problem, and it requires a bipartisan solution.
I think sadly, what we see in media is this huge political divide. And it's not to say that it doesn't exist, but more often than not, we are working across the aisle with our colleagues and passing a lot of really important legislation that impacts Floridians that they just don't get the opportunity to hear about. I'm a representative that wants my district to know that I don't just represent Democrats, I represent every single constituent, whether they're a voter or not. And it doesn't matter what their political affiliation is. My job is to bring back money to my district and take important votes on bills that are going to impact them, and it's not about the political affiliation that I personally subscribe to.
We can disagree all day long, but it doesn't mean that I hate you. And I want the general public to take that message away. You can disagree with your neighbor on a variety of issues, abortion, gun control, immigration, whatever it is, but you should be able to disagree like reasonable adults without hating the other person or wanting some kind of harm to befall them.
I'm a political science major, so a lot of what we do is we learn about differing sides and how you can bring them together to create a more fruitful joint partnership for the people you are representing. And I think it's really important, especially in America and in the state we are in, to see that, to replicate that, and to admire that in our politicians.